Hello, everyone. Welcome to the world of fascism and communism as we approach day what 600. so, so I hope you're doing well wherever you are and coping with what's happening around you, and with the hope that eventually world world will turn back to its senses, and everybody would be able to enjoy their lives as they wish it. And they will be in charge of their own choices and live in freedom and peace, and will be able to put this behind us. The tyranny that is facing us all apparently is everywhere. So we should be aware and alert wherever we are. And Rahul says, hello, sir. Good evening. Good evening, Rahul from India, male 34, India. What are you doing up so late or so early? What is it? It's 5:30 in the morning. You wake up early every day? Rahul says, what's your experience and view on power of subconscious mind, law of attraction? Yeah, but if what you mean is sit down and say hamburger, 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 or whatever you like, tandoori chicken, tandoori chicken, tandoori chicken, and you expect hamburger, tandoori chicken show up in front of you, that's not, or somebody come and offer you suddenly, that's not going to happen. The idea is to say tandoori chicken, tandoori chicken, tandoori chicken, get up and go buy the chicken and buy all the ingredients and come home and make it. So the effort and the intention must be all both present. Otherwise, thinking that, I want this girl, I really like her, I want this, and you expect her to present herself to you, or an opportunity show up. No. Naturally, when you focus on something that you want to accomplish, you will be carving your plans around that. In other words, you would naturally be gravitating toward atmospheres that the possibility of fruition of what you're looking for would be higher. So that would mean the intention is leading to actually what you want to accomplish, but not necessarily is going to be accomplished by you just thinking about it and wishing for it. That's not law of attraction. There has to be intention and effort both together, and perseverance in order to make what you wish, what you hope to be, to come to fruition for you. Ah, nice tea. So it looks like you and I are the only one here, while there are four people watch us. Come on in. We won't bite. Rahul says, I sleep at 10:30 p.m. and naturally got woke up now, and you're live. Maybe early awakening due to low endorphins. Actually, it's pretty good if you sleep at 10:30. This is the right time to wake up, because that's 6.5 hours and pretty good sleep. Yeah, I have this interest to stay up late. I don't know why it is that, but I find it very quiet. It's like nobody needs me. It's quiet. I can do my work, or I can do meditate, or I can pray, or whatever it is that I do. I can focus on what it is that I want to accomplish. Maybe reflect on the insanity of the world these days. Maybe reflect on the tyrannic behavior of the leaders of the world at the time. What is their motivation? Who's paying them? Who are they following? And who do they work for? These are all the questions that I often have, especially when I see how things are unfolding in the world. And the question would be, where is the police and military that's supposed to be protecting us. And every time that something, some disaster that is being promoted or created by the authorities, the police is nowhere to be seen to protect us. The military is nowhere to be seen to protect us, where we are the ones who actually pay for them and rely on them to protect us. That's why we do not have any particular means of rising with any kind of a organization. We organize them to do it on behalf of ours against enemies, foreign or domestic. And whenever there is a domestic enemy, which or behavior which is causing um, malfunction in the normal freedom of choice and free life for our citizens, police is not helping the people. And this is perhaps why, if the police officers out there, our brothers and sisters in uniform, ask why they're not so popular among many people, is because every time that there's a problem that we citizens are facing and it's instigated by the bad policies of a government, you guys are supporting the government, not the people. And this is why we simply don't find you, not all of you, but most of you, not to be part of us. And that's the problem. So if you really want to be part of the citizens, which we could respect and protect and provide and find you as our families, then this is your chance. Protect us. Look at what's happening. You're not supposed to be enforcing things that are unlawful and infringes on our freedom of choice and freedom of life and sovereignty as a person. So this is what I think about that. Ah, well, it's always been the case since many, many years. I mean, all the authorities in uniform question why they're not popular. Because every time we're in danger, you're nowhere near. You support the government who is doing illegal behavior, but you enforce their illegal behavior over our legal behavior. So, all right, let me open that window. And the question, I continue, why firefighters are always welcomed and loved and cherished and popular is because every time that there's a danger to us people, firemen are there to help. There it is. Firemen going somewhere to help. But police and military has always had this image of stick against the people, the very people that they're supposed to protect, and the very people who have actually paid for them. With our work and our taxes, we provide the money that you guys have a good lifestyle. But we are deprived from our own lifestyle because you protect the government who's actually unlawfully and illegally enforcing something that is contrary to our wishes and freedom of choice. So, what do you expect? You won't be popular as long as you are not part of the solution to bring that tranquility and discipline and fairness and balance that we all rely on you to bring. That's why you're there, to protect us, not the government. Hmm? That's why the governments come and go. Their popularity or unpopularity by our voting will be determined, but you'll always remain unpopular because every time, no matter what government is there, you're working for them rather than for us. And this is what you need to change. You are part of us before you have that uniform on. Every one of us are human beings, belong to the human team before whatever uniform we put us and whatever job we have to attend. Anyhow, I hope that will make a difference to your understanding of that we need you at this time because you are the ones who have the weapons, you are the ones who have the organization, and you're supposed to protect us against enemies, foreign or domestic. Find out why is it that they're promoting something that is not safe and they want to make sure everybody gets it. Why? And no debate on television by the pros and cons and many other famous scientists in the world. Words and opinions are not heard, not paid attention. Only some manufacturer who makes these particular things that are not safe and they're being pushed on people. Find out why. You're all educated. Officers today are all educated. So let's be together. This is our world, not a group that comes in to fill up their pockets or benefit from the positions that we vote them in. We get duped somehow, believe them, and then we end up having them try to actually slaughter us all. All right. So we have Morgan Freelancer says, "Hi, Mehran. Male 28, Ireland. Says, is life just a beauty contest? Do women just care about our looks? Any advice from your own experience? Thanks." Women do not choose their men like we choose our women. We look mostly for the beauty at the outset. Later on, we find out that that was not the only thing we should have looked into and be concerned about, but that is what we men do. We're mostly visual, and that whole program that we have, it's it's focused on how aesthetically beautiful a female is, and that's how we choose or we attracted, we choose our mate. But women are not so much into our looks. For the outset, maybe, but mostly, even at the outset, they're looking for quality, what kind of a provisions we can bring, food, comfort, ability to provide, protection, and education, how you treat them, how they feel comfortable and safe in your presence and in your arms, in what you provide, how you behave with them. That is what shapes their criteria for selection of mate. So we, in a way, have it easy and difficult. Difficult because the women have so many choices, so many men are after them because they're beautiful and we want them. But difficult, because, I mean, easy because we don't have to be so good looking. We just have to be well mannered and provide well, educated, and be able to bring the bacon, or if you're vegetarian, bring the food and the bread and comfort, security. That is, in the long run, the one that prevails over the good looks. Good looks. After a while, the woman says, "Okay, you're good looking, but what else can you do? What are you bringing home? I need shoes. I need food. I need comfort. I need a nice place. I need a safe place." If the guy can't do anything, doesn't matter how good looking he is, she leaves him because she's interested in quality and how she's being treated. You know, basically, that's what it is. And Me Gusta says, hi Meran, male 27 PH. Philadelphia, is it? Rahul says, same here in India. Image of police is negative in everyone's mind. Police has forgotten who they work for and who they're supposed to protect. They think they're supposed to protect the government against people, but it's the other way around in most cases. Not North Mud. North Mud, what is that? Says, hello, why do people, before I go on, hello, should we have any kind of information from you, like age, gender, where you tuning in from? Please. North Mud. I don't know, or not. Hamad. I don't know how to say that. Friedrich der Gross says, hello, give me a good general tip to attract a woman. Haha. Give me a good general introduction of yourself, like gender, age, where you're tuning in from. It's probably from Germany. Friedrich, you've been here before. You know the drill. And Ash is here. And so Rahul says, how to control words and emotions when we are in bad situations. How not to panic, restless in any situation. I always lose my temper and tongue when things happen instead of when things happen against my wish. Well, first of all, notice how many times when you lost your cool and your tongue, as you say, how often after you did that, you got things turn around and be as you wanted them to be. Like, how effective was it? You learn from the past, yeah? So how effective was it every time that you went crazy and start shouting profanities or got angry? How often, how many times when you did this, that things changed the way you wanted it? You'll see none. So first you establish that is useless. Second, how did you feel after you got upset? Not relaxed. So it wasn't good in that end either. Angry, tense, not a healthy situation. So the first thing you can do for not panicking is use what is effective on bringing your balance back and do away with anxiety and depression, which one of the simplest way when you get really angry, uh, if you have a chance to step outside of where you are and start shaking your hands, like hanging it by your sides like this, and then shaking it as fast as you can on your side. Fast, 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 fast. From the tip of your fingers. And you do that for about a minute and then slowly stop. When you stop, you feel there's something rushing out of your fingertips. Feels like something is flowing out of your fingertips. That is when your whole body settles down and you regain your posture and your balance. And you're no longer angry because it settles your blood down to where it's supposed to be versus when it's all over and excited and so on. So you calm your system. The other thing is that you do a double breathe because there are two systems of breathing. Pre-Butzinger complex and parafacial nuclei are two different breathing mechanisms. Pre-Butzinger complex is the natural way of breathing, like you breathe normally, up and down. One, one. Inhale, out, outhale, exhale. And then there is parafacial nuclei system of breathing, which allows you to manipulate the normal system of breathing. So parafacial nuclei allows you to manipulate pre-Butzinger complex system. So instead of doing one at a time, you can, this is why you can see when you're crying or laughing and then you're breathing not normal, you're able to do so because breathing is not voluntarily. It happens like heartbeat. So you're doing it all the time. And so you're not supposed to be able to manipulate. But there's a secondary system, parafacial nuclei, which allows you to be able to manipulate this involuntarily system, this automatic system. So for that, instead of breathing in and breathing out as it's normally happens, you're able to do like when you're laughing, ha ha ha, ha, breathing, or you're crying, you still can do a bunch of them. So the same system, you can use it, do two inhale in the same breath when you are anxious or depressed or somehow panicking. So you do this. You do that 1, 2, or 3 times. You're relaxed, you calm down, and when you do it, there is no thoughts in your head. So that's a way to clear your thoughts, bring yourself to the present moment, and be away with all distractions by having seen and being focused on a necessary action that you're making, which is breathing with focus, mind and body coordinate in this little motion, a little action, which is tremendous response to your health and balance. And you try it right now. Just do a double deep breathing. You will see you have no choice but be tranquil. And you get your bearings back. It's a beautiful meditation, while it's very immediate effect. All right. You can have more information on this when you log into Dr. Huberman's neuroscientist who teaches at, I believe, Stanford University, and he has podcasts and beautiful information available to you. But anyhow, this was in a nutshell. I've also explained it in my videos based on these information that is talking about the breathing and meditation and short meditation. Nothmat Zero says, hello, don't focus on my name. I just made it up to make an account. I'm in my 20s. Please answer my question. Okay, sure. So your male 20s from where? See, remember, you're not just not focusing on your thumbnail, You're not focusing on what I'm saying either. Okay, three things here we need: gender, age, where you're tuning in from. So I know a little bit about you, how old you are, how to address you, and then where you're tuning in from. So that gives me a little cultural background. So I need to know where you're coming in, where you're tuning in from, and then I will, of course, respond to your question. And Frederick says, um, I'm from Portugal, 20 male. Aha, okay, good. Thank you. So you're in Canada. Okay, now listen. Why does it feel like I'm pulling your tooth so hard? God damn it. We're in Canada. Canada is 5 hour flight from west to east. I'm here in the West Coast in Vancouver. So where are you? Which blessed province are you at? City. God damn it. What do you think you're talking to uh, to some agent to to inoculate you? So okay. Rahul says I did the breathing. Okay, good. Very helpful advice. Yes, it is. It's a very good thing to do. 24 years old. Friedrich says, man, I'll be completely honest. When I met her, I did all of that and it actually went well. But now I'm texting her and I want like good topics and I want her to be more interested in me. Stop being so entertaining. You set that out, then she expects you to entertain. And whenever they expect you to entertain, if you don't, you lose a point. So don't condition them that you're entertainer. Just be yourself. Feel good when you do, and do the stuff that Ash said when you feel like it. Don't do it when you don't feel like it. Yeah, never be arrogant or disrespectful, but at the same time, don't be pushy or you know mushy or sucking up and begging for attention either. She doesn't reply, don't worry, live your life. There are other girls. She does and say, something, a question would always be good. And when you want to suggest to do something, always go for two. In other words, if you want to ask a girl, let's say, to for an activity, don't say, do you want to go to a movie? Because the answer would be yes or no. But if you say, would you like to go to a movie or a bite to eat? So you see, you just gave her a choice. So the percentage of her saying no is less because you're not suggesting, you're not giving an opportunity for a yes or no. You're given an opportunity to respond to which one. So respond to a which one is get more yeses than only one choice, and the response would be yes or no. So little things like that will help. Although she may still say neither, or she may still say, no, I'm not interested in that way, you get your clues and go on with finding another girl. Don't have to think that this girl, because you just got a hook on and she's responding to you, is the one that you have to take it to some destination. No, just cool it. The hotter you become, the colder they become. They're human beings. They're not like the fair angels that they want to see how much effort you make, then you deserve it, then you will have me. No, they're still human beings, and um, you know, superficial and not so confident. They also want to feel that they are working for something to get, rather than it's presented to them. Oh, here it is. As soon as you give it to them, many, not all, they say, oh, well, it was so easy. That means if he's really into me, and because they don't think much about themselves, and say, if why this guy is so into me, I don't think I'm that much. If he thinks that I'm that much, that means he's not much. So because he's not much, I don't want him. So don't be so overly eager. Just be balanced. Let them also come forward. Hmm. One thing, Frederick, you want to always remember is this: regardless of what you do, what your approach is, and how it turns out, through your behavior or trying to attract her or get a date or whatever it is that you're trying to do, never think she's the last girl on earth. Never think do or die, this is it or nothing. Never be afraid if it doesn't work. Never be afraid if she's not interested. Don't think she's, you know, everything that there is, the only choice, the best choice. None of that. She may or may not like you. That's okay. Next, she's not the last girl on earth, and nothing happens if you don't get her. Nothing comes short of you, nothing changes, and all the chances for getting another wonderful girl is all still out there. So never think that I have to. Be okay if it doesn't work. Just go in and say, hey, I'm okay if it doesn't work. The hell with it. I'll do my best, but if it didn't work, it didn't work. So what? What is she? It's my desire that makes her so important. Her on herself, on her own, what has she done to deserve all my attention? What? What has she accomplished in this world that makes me feel, oh, she's almighty? No, it's your desire, how you're put together as a heterosexual male. You love a woman, you are attracted to women. So, therefore, this is why they seem so amazing, because your program, your desire is makes them to seem so amazingly important. Otherwise, they haven't accomplished anything in this world to actually influence or affect you as they're so important for their accomplishments. You can see that you can walk in the street and see any girl and you think they're amazing. They're all important. Why? It's not because they've done it. You know nothing of them, but you think they're so amazing. Why? Because you're programmed to feel so amazing. So really what you feel about them is not because they're really so amazing or special or important to the world because of their accomplishment or contributions. No, because that's what it's like. You're hungry, you got to eat. At that moment that you're hungry, the hungrier you are, the less selective you are. And everything seems so wow. Oh, it's so delicious because you're really hungry. It's not because that thing is such a good ingredient and such a well made and so delicious that you think of it, that you really want it. It's because you're hungry. So if you understand this, then you'll be fine if it doesn't work. It's not like, oh, it has to work. What if it doesn't? No. Say, okay, I'll go try. If it works, great. If it doesn't, doesn't. Next. That's the first thing you got to have before you go forward. You're welcome. Ash was giving you lots of good pointers too, They were good. Very good. Manav says difference between HOCD and homosexuality is homosexual people like the people of same gender and will not regret it, and HOCD people will feel not comfortable with same gender. Yeah, that's one of the things. So let's see if we get any. Natman says, please answer my question. Yes, I will, but remember. There it is. Toronto. Okay. Was that so hard? Not mud. What is it? North mud. What the hell? Let's fix it so we can pronounce it. But anyhow, let's go back to Northmod's zero. No, it's double. Proper pronunciation of his screen name is Northmod 0, Northmod 0. It's like for someone who's got stuttering, it's Northmod 0, Northmod 0. So it has an OCD built into it. You gotta say it 2 times, otherwise it doesn't work. All right. Okay. Not mod 0, not mod 0 from Toronto. He's 24 and we just pulled all his teeth to get that information. Now we go and find his question. His question is, drum roll, says, hello, why do people's opinion affect us so much, even if we don't view that person better or want their acceptance? They just talk and change my whole opinion to the point I don't see the things I like. Like if I used to view something my way and they have an opinion, it will change everything, and to the point I start to believe and start having their opinion instead of mine. Well, first of all, that's because there are many things here that you said. One is that you don't have enough confidence in yourself. 2, you don't have enough information and education about that particular thing that you have a view on. and you're not so sure about your own view. So when somebody else comes in with their opinion and they deliver that opinion with certain kind of authority, while it could actually be full of shit, but their presence and their posture and their way of, some people talk nonsense, but they talk as if they have studied and researched everything in the world, and that's the conclusion. That's the mentality. That's the way they deliver themselves, which is full of garbage, full of shit. But some people fall for it because these people are really lazy to research anything, and they lack information, but they want to sound like if they know shit. So they present it with some kind of a thing that as if it's really the fact. They just are like that, and those people really, their opinion worth nothing more than, less than shit in the street. So you got to remember. So it's the way that you are influenced by other people's posture and delivery and confidence in what they're saying, even though what they're saying could have far less value than what your opinion is about the subject. So we talked about that, you not having enough confidence. We talked about the way they deliver. And also, a third thing is that since childhood, we've been brainwashed that we are not enough. And to be enough, we need to have somebody else's agreement or affirmation or validation. And that means to become agreeable to what other people are saying, even though it's not correct or nonsense, but you value agreeing with them, so they will consider you a good person or a person who is in agreement with them, so you become part of their group. You value that more than the accuracy of what they're saying. You want to be liked, so you agree with people just so that you will be accepted and liked in their opinion, so their opinion would be favorable towards you, which you've been brainwashed since childhood, that in order to be having high values, others must like you or agree with you. Otherwise, you don't have much of a credibility, which is a total bullshit that we have been brainwashed since childhood. So that is now part of the reason that you accept their opinion about something, and lack of your own knowledge and research allows you to actually accept their bullshit. You may also be talking bullshit, but they're also talking bullshit. You accept their bullshit more than your bullshit. Why? Because you want them to feel you're a good person. You're agreeing with them. Yeah, I'm good. I agree with you. You don't have to be so agreeable. If you know you're right, stick with what it is. If you don't think you're right, go research it. Don't fucking believe some bullshit from somebody else just because it's somebody else. You see, you know all your shortcomings about your own psyche. You know what's missing in you, what's not so up to your standards, what's kind of you would like to improve on. You know all the shortcomings of you. It's clear, apparent to you. You know all the nitty-gritties about you, all the things you don't like about you, all the things you think is weak in you, all the things that you think should be better. All the shortcomings, you're aware of it. But you're aware of none of the shortcomings that that person has, which is millions of them, more than you. But you are not aware of it. And because you're not aware of it, you think they have no shortcomings. Because this is the mentality and the judgment you have given them in your mind about them, that they have no shortcomings, because you have no idea what their shortcomings is. So therefore you sum up that they're perfect. They know more than you because they have no shortcomings, because you're not aware of any shortcomings that they have, which they do have it. We just don't know. And when you compare that, I know how many things are wrong with me or not exactly as I want it to be, I have to improve on. But theirs, you don't know any. So you give them a clean bill of confidence. And therefore you find what they say more accurate than what you say. Because you decided that they make less mistake than you do, because you know about all your mistakes and shortcomings. So decide on facts and research rather than, and if it's just basically opinions, so like you say, I like the color green or yellow, and they say, oh, I think Yellow is a sign of, and then I think the white or black or brown is better because it has a reflection of. Just tell them fucking bullshit. They say, oh yeah, I see what you mean, but no, I like this one better. Try it. Try it a few times. Don't agree with them. You'll see you feel really better afterwards. And they might not agree with you, or you think they don't like you. So fuck it. I don't care. First thing is you got to like yourself and how you behave, interact with the outside. That means a lot more to you than somebody says, oh yeah, he agrees. He thinks the same way as I do. You don't need to think the same as other people. You got to have your own facts based on your own research. You do that and you change your own consciousness. You're programmed to want other people's affirmation. Stop seeking it. Get your affirmation from your accomplishments and your research and your knowledge and so on and so forth. Okay. Morgan Freelancer says, do you play any musical instruments to help clear your mind? I play guitar and it's extremely beneficial, I find. Yes, I do. I play guitar as well. But I don't play as often as I used to when I was a kid. But sometimes I miss it, I pick it up, and of course, I'm rusty. I try to figure out my old songs and practice, and that practice actually is pretty good. It's enough. Uh, hmm, let's see. Let's see if I can find something here that could be of interest. Interest. Hang on, guys. Let me see if I can do something. Let me see. Take a break. Have a little tea. Let me see if I can find something for you. Ah, all right. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this together, guys. Hang on. Add a video. Okay. Video clips. All right. There we go. Oh, okay. Okay. Hang on. Okay, go ahead. Put your question in. I will catch up right away because I'm just trying to do something here. Something cool that you guys might enjoy. There we go. And save. Okay. All right. We're almost there. Hang in there. Hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there. Stream. Almost there. Almost there. Hang in there. There we go. Hang in there, guys. I'm almost there. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hang in there. It's coming through. There we go. Okay. Now.
The last word was just total bullshit. I just made it up. But the idea of being here just for a moment, just gonna forget our shit. And it's just good. Are you taping me?
Did you guys see that? I don't know if it came through okay or not. Because I could see myself here. I don't know if you guys could see me play, or was it watching me here? I don't know how it works, but I hope it came through okay. Come on, give me a feedback. Did it work out? Did you guys see it? Rahul says, please show one more time to upload on channel. Or upload on channel. Well, I didn't upload. I mean, I didn't upload it because, I mean, it's there. I mean, let's see. It's there. I can put you. I can give you the link. Here's the link, guys. Here's the link. It's on YouTube, but I don't know if I have activated. Let's see if I have actually made it private or it's public. It's public. You can actually watch it. It's right there. So I put the link in there for you. Morgan says, rock on her on. The ladies must love that one. I don't know. I've not played for anyone for a long time. I have two guitars here and I haven't touched them for a long time. Sometimes when I feel like really shitty, I pick it up and just not necessarily shitty, actually feel pretty good. I pick it up and just try to remember. You know, I have a very good and bad memory with guitar. The first guitar was given to me by my aunt, and she played, I guess, or she was learning, and she gave me her guitar. I guess she gave up. She gave it to me. I guess one day she was a teacher, a math teacher in elementary school. In fact, I failed math in one of my classes. I guess I was grade 6, and I couldn't figure it out. So I had the chance to take that math test at the end of the summer. So that would determine if I would go to the higher class or stay back. That's all it took. If you failed one, you had to stay. That was really shitty system. But so my aunt take it upon herself to teach me arithmetic, what was missing. So during the summer, I would go to her home. And I remember one day she cooked some really tasty fried chicken wings and chicken drumsticks, little ones. and we were working on math stuff, and then she played the little music she gave me. She gave me her guitar, and that was the beginning. Then my mom hired me a teacher, and he would come to our home. The system was different then. It was like we're talking about like 55 years ago. And my teacher would come home and teach me guitar. And my teacher was blind. And my teacher was blind, and it was very emotional every time he would come, because when he was trying to teach, I would first of all have to help him to come in, negotiate the stairs and whatnot. And then my mother would bring some ice cream for him while he was teaching, since he was a guest. And his finger would go into the his finger would go to the ice cream because he couldn't see. And then for me, it was a pain to see that. And then, of course, I would help him to, when it's finished, go to get a taxi, and then he had to jump over a little, waterway thing. So I had to tell him, okay, this is how you now got to take a big step. It was, it was very good, at the same time very sad. So, but he was a great teacher. He would play guitar, and he would play piano, and he would play drums, and he was such a strong minded man, because he was also, from these teachings, then he would make money to pay his brother's tuition for university. Yeah, this is how people negotiated life. And we sometimes find ourselves saddened for some girl leaving, or some whatever little shit happens in life. So we got to learn from these strong people and how they negotiated life. Yeah. Yeah, my teacher was Stevie Wonder. Pretty much. Yeah. True, 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 true. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, let's go and see what we have here. Rahul says, at what age you learned it? I think, I think, was it, maybe it wasn't sixth grade, maybe it was fourth grade or fifth grade. Oh, I was in high school. Yeah, yeah, it was sixth grade. Yeah. And Yeah, sixth grade, because then I did a little short concert with a band in high school. Yeah, then definitely was sixth grade. Yeah. So I was 12 years old. 611 says, please read my comment. 601, 603, 610. Six 11 is not there. I have 610 says too early. You learned it. Amazing. Buffering. Social distancing. I don't know. What does that mean? What are you on, Rahul? All right. Says please show one more time or upload on channel. Yeah, it's on upload on channel, guys. All right. So let's see your comments. It is here. So was it connected well? Like, were you guys able to see the whole thing, or was I here and you were just listening to the music? All right. Let me just check the window. I'll be right back. Okay. Comment for deleted by myself, I think. Oh, I see. Okay, no problems. No problems. So, guys, it's been 1 hour and 12 minutes. If you guys have had enough, maybe I can let you breathe and just do some other stuff. Any more questions? If not, then do you guys want me to end this with the guitar thing or the regular outro? You know, Rahul says my wife said she need time, space at present, and I need to keep lots of patience now before we stopped talking. What does that mean? No clarity by her answer. Yeah, to give her time doesn't matter. Doesn't matter clarity. Don't look for detail. Just let her be. The reason I say that is, first of all, that would be what she's looking for. So she gets what she wants. So the issue is dead for her. In that time, she will possibly start seeing that you're not in her life. You got to be totally not in her life. Let her miss you. Let her see what it is when you're not there. But do send gifts to your daughter. So that kind of reminds her that you're around, but you're not intruding in her life while you pay love and attention and certain gifts to the daughter. So she can see you're there, but she can't have you because you're now focusing on the daughter and respecting what she requested. So she can never say that you weren't around, because you were, but you were respecting her wishes and still be, you know, paying attention to your daughter without necessarily physically be there. So, and let's see what else we have here. Orjan Patel says, "Hello, sir. I have done everything I can to move on from her, but even after 5 years, I still love her and have feelings for her. She does as well, but we can't be in a relationship because of cultural problems." Well, okay then. Arjan, I just want to make a comment. I hope it's not intrusive to you, but what kind of a thumbnail is that? I mean, is that something to you of a positive representation of you on towards people who don't know you? I mean, you have no shirt on and you're there. I mean, what is that for? I mean, what does it represents? I mean, I can see when when I mean, if somebody who's a lady and would like to show off her, figure or something, but it's kind of, I don't think girls would appreciate so much to see a thumbnail like that. I mean, if you're expecting certain kind of reaction from girls, I don't believe that would be kind of encouraging them to could respond to that favorably. That's my opinion. I mean, it doesn't represent you well. That's what I'm trying to say. You can do whatever you like. You're free. But what I'm saying, it doesn't represent you well in this sort of a setting that, uh, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, it's not fitting I guess, the setting. So on your question, if maybe some of these things perhaps are what she is noticing about the representation, maybe that's important to her, I don't know. But what I'm saying is maybe you need to change your approach towards her, or if she's adamant that she doesn't want to have a relationship right now, well, maybe she just is not in the right place in the right time of her life, and you just need to go on. There's so many other women out there that I'm sure, if you approach them properly, they would be interested. So why wouldn't you just accept the fact that this was a relationship, that it was good while it lasted, but somehow you guys have grown apart and you're no longer interested, or at least one of you is not, and then no big deal. There's so many other women could be interested in you, so why don't you approach other opportunities? Why does it have to be her when she doesn't want to be in a relationship? So okay, respect what she wishes and respect yourself as well, and go on and find another relationship. Simple. You don't have to be bogged down because this didn't work, so now what, hell comes loose. No, just move on. Another another. Rahul says, Ash says, I had a question a bit further up, brother. Oh, you do? Not too far up. Okay, let's check it out. The question is, Mehran, was your teacher Stevie Wonder? And thanks for sharing that. You're welcome. Is that the question? It says, Mehran, do you mind scrolling up a bit and reading? Oh, not at all. Let's go up. Legendary Spanish guitar. Okay. That's cool, man. We need to start a band and name it Mehran and the Intrusive Thoughts. No, Mehran without intrusive thoughts. That's when I play guitar. So I'm focused on not making a mistake on that. So there's no thoughts. And so Ash says, to bite me in the ass again, I've got a theory that OCD is linked to low self-esteem. No. And that on top of the therapy required to deal with it correctly, self-love and care is important too. Definitely yes, but it may for the self-esteem, but not necessarily, because depends on what kind of OCD we're talking about, what subsets. HOCD in some ways, in some people may, but again, in many people, again, it's got nothing to do with self-esteem at all. So it could be different people. So it's not like that, but because OCD mostly comes from that perfectionism behavior, that you want everything to be so perfect without a hint of some kind of a intrusive thoughts, or you want everything so perfect. Human being itself is not perfect, let alone his thought process. And the thought process has got no power whatsoever. But we, the brain being so powerful, when it makes thoughts, it also makes you think that the thought is actually actual. That's the power of it. If we don't fall for that, then OCD doesn't have that much of a chance. But because it's so powerful, it makes us believe something that is actually not true at all. And that's when we fall into OCD and then the subsets of bullshit. We believe the brain. It's probably more to do with believing the brain, lack of confidence, self-esteem in relation to the brain. Maybe instead of thinking we are the boss of the brain, we have been conditioned to think that we are subordinate of the brain. Brain is really this decision maker. Bullshit. Brain is just an apparatus, an organ, no more worth than any other. No different than your intestine. Yeah, it shits out, it gets diarrhea, the same thing. Brain also goes nuts and produces all kind of shit. You're not supposed to take it. You're supposed to rise to heal it rather than believe it. Hey, that's rhymes, just like, you get diarrhea, you say, okay, I got to do something to fix it. Not that, oh, diarrhea, oh, I must have been diarrhea all my life. That's the real me. No, it's not what you've always been accustomed to and how it always been. So you do something to bring back the balance as it was, a proper function for you. For different people, different. But for you, the proper function would be not to have diarrhea. So proper function for you would be not to have HOCD. So it means help the brain that is gone into a malfunction to repair and rewire itself. That's it. So you're the boss to take care of your organs and your faculties. Help them to regain their health. Okay. Yes, that is true. Says, because I noticed that when I'm feeling good about myself, the OCD seems to fade away. And yes, it does. That part is true. And evaporate almost. Because when you feel good about yourself, what happens? Serotonin, dopamine, good feelings. Yeah. And good feelings always trumps OCD shit. So it's all about this dopamine, which comes with exercise, activities, hopefulness, things you accomplish, good feelings created, feel psychologically secure. And Arjun Patel says, what is wrong with my thumbnail? It's up to you to decide. I just told you my opinion that I haven't seen such thumbnails be so popular, and I'm just making a comment that as a man who has a girlfriend and you're questioning about you can't forget her and all that, I just thought that you might want to notice that that what you have as a thumbnail is not a good representation of your manliness or what you want to be represented as. That's pretty much. But you're free to do whatever pleases you. Arjun says, Mehran, COVID means I can't see her and I'm getting extremely depressed, even suicidal thoughts. I need help. Therapy costs money and I have no money for that. And he says, she's not my girlfriend anymore, but I still love her. It has been 5 years. Yeah, it's very difficult not to love a woman, especially if you've had a relationship with them. So that I understand perfectly well. And, look, you can love her as long as it pleases you. But you also need to recognize the fact is that it takes two to tango. If she is not willing to be part of that virtual relationship that we have created with some woman in our own mind, then you got to respect that and come to reality and focus on what you can do to bring a real relationship into your life, and then mosey on out to find a real girl, close proximity, and have an interaction, a real relationship with. And then in time, you will forget that one, regardless of. But as long as you don't go after a new one, that would be the only experience you have in your mind for 5 years, and your brain is being conditioned to keep thinking about her. So you're strengthening that kind of a activity and memory, and pretty soon you just don't have the feeling to go anywhere else, like you say. But I suggest if you actually come to terms with the actuality of the fact that this was a relationship and lasted as long as it did, now it's not. So, okay, the world is full of um, hopes and possibilities and opportunities, and full of beautiful and amazing women. So I'm going to find another woman, because this one, as much as I want her, is not possible, neither logistically, location wise, nor physically, nor any other future possibilities. So I may have to endure this challenge and then move on to bring about a real relationship into my life, so I can enjoy my life. So basically, it comes to your decision of how you want to be responsible to bring a good experience in your life. Are you going to sit down and just live in your memory, which has no actuality? Or are you going to say, no, look, I want to enjoy my life, and therefore I want to be in touch with the reality of life? And I'm a man, I can take it. We're all human beings. We're designed to take some kind of a setbacks and challenges. So this didn't work out. Okay, it's painful, but I'll take it and I'll learn from it. And then I go on and create another. If none of our forefathers thousands of years ago uh, persevered on what they failed at or didn't work out for them at the outset, we would not be here. Because what if they all gave up, say, okay, you know, it didn't work out, I want to kill myself. So nobody else would end up being here because they all failed. There's so many failures in the past, and 1,000 years ago, so many wars, so many killings, so many animals, wild animals, no civility, no diseases and all that. So if they didn't fight for what didn't work and made it work eventually, none of us would be here. So this idea of being thinking about all depressed and all that should not come to your mind. If it comes, say, okay, it's part of life. All right, I'm depressed. Okay, that's part of life. Everybody gets depressed at some times. More of us get depressed. You're not alone. Every one of us get depressed. But the thing is not that not to get depressed. The thing is to understand that being depressed is part of life, and then we can still go on and build and not be depressed by the activities that we choose, and we can remedy that. So don't sit down and say, oh, this didn't work, so I have no hope. No, make another hope. You are the hope maker. Hope is not going to come to you. You make hopes. Just like you made this one, approach another one, and make another hope, another opportunity. You are the boss. So don't wait to be handed into you. Go on, find other opportunities. There's so many things to learn and to enjoy in this life, even in these hard times of the bullshit that is going around with all these governments to putting all these nonsense on our heads and forcing us to do something that we don't want to do. Anyhow, hope that will be helpful to you, Arjan. And let's go on to you see, Arjan, so many people care about you right here. So what are you talking about? You don't need just one person who doesn't want to be with you or can't be with you or whatever. The opportunity doesn't allow it. There's so many others. So keep that as a good experience or whatever experience in your life, and then move on because the reality is different than what we all hope for. Yeah. You don't have to know how you can move on from her. Just move on. Just keep focusing on building your life. You don't have to say, I do this to move on. No, just focus on the things that you need to know, you need to do, your life accomplishment, learning, whatever it is that you want to create and accomplish in this life. Focus on those. Automatically, things on new roads will open, new opportunities will open while you're just attending to building your life and taking care of the necessities of your life. And this matter will also um, resolve itself. Yeah. Focus on life, not what it was, what it is, and what it can be. Focus on that. All right. And Royal Doyle says, I did Taekwondo for the first time in 3 years on Friday. I still got it. Good for you. And don't forget the protocol, age, gender, where you tuning in from. Arjan says, I was doing quite well, actually. No contact for nearly 2 years. But in August, she messaged me out of the blue to say she missed me and wants to be just friends. Since then, I have been extremely depressed. I sort of wish she didn't message me because I was getting my life back on track. Well, you are the boss, Arjun. You just tell her, listen, if you're not interested to be with me or you can't be with me for whatever reason, or we're not in the same city or locality, but might as well just we'll be friends in our minds, but we don't have to be in touch because for me it's not that easy as perhaps it is for you. Because you know what's going to happen? She's going to be friend with you and she's going to feel confident, and that confidence is going to attract other men for her because she needs to feel good about herself. And then she will eventually meet another one, and then you're going to be left in the cold. So might as well right now that you don't know if she's with someone or not, just cut it off because she doesn't want or she can't be with you. Cut it off, go about your business and say, look, as much as I love you and I want to be with you and all that, but it's not possible. We tried. So no sense being friend because that friendship is in my heart anyhow. But being in contact with you, but not being able to have stops me from having any chance with any other girls, while you will have all the chances in the world because guys will approach you, will come to you, and you will marry one of them. So might as well free me and let me just go on and deal with my pain as I did before and so on. So make it clear for her and the reason that why you don't want to be friends. Arjun says, what? She told me she had a boyfriend for 3 years. That really tipped me. Come on, Arjun. Let her be. She's saying she wants to be friend with you, but that gives her a confidence to approach life, but takes the confidence away because you still keep remaining hopeful for something that's not going to happen. Why would you do that? Don't. Just say thank you very much. I'm not interested. You know, just be nice. Say, oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate the fact that you miss me. I miss you too. But obviously, you've made other plans and other choices, and logistically, it's not possible. So I think it's better to let me live and go about my business. Otherwise, I'll be always hung on to your love, and it will not be good for me because it's not going to go anywhere. It just gives me, heartbreak, and that's not healthy. Simple. Yeah, tell her, okay, well, I'll talk to you next life. She always says, in next life, I'll be together. And if it wasn't for the cultural problems, okay, fine, fuck it, leave it. All these bullshit of, if it wasn't for cultural problems, she said that she will come. Just say, okay, cultural problems, okay, dear, perfect, bye bye. If you can't overcome the cultural problems in this life, don't fucking promise me, halwa for next life. I don't want it. Have a nice day. Come on, Arjun. Think about yourself. Come on, life is short. Move on. All right. Yeah. Every time she's down, she's gonna call you. She says she misses you, and then turns you upside down, and then she goes to another one as soon as somebody says, "Hey, you're good looking. Come on, let's go out." And then she's fine, and then you're gonna be hurt again. You got hurt once. It didn't work out. Finish it. That's my recommendation. Yeah. Then okay, do it again and move on, and this time don't look back. Arjun, nobody's going to take care of you unless you do the right thing. And the right thing for you is to move on. Create that what you had before, which was tranquility and no worries about this thing, and then move on. She doesn't have much to offer, anyhow, that others don't have. They can offer you far better stuff. Well, now that you know, then you don't have to feel stupid. Just move on. You're smart. You can see it, and we're all here for you. So look at all these people who cared. So get strength and move on. Dude, life can be good. Move on and change that picture. Put something with some activity you're doing. I don't know, playing cricket or, running or doing some activity, that. Listen to me. All right. He says, thanks, guys. I hope I find my strength again. You have your strength. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's only here. Get this out. Focus on how wonderful you are. Focus on how capable you are. Focus on all these people that didn't know you even for a few minutes. They all care. So focus about all the good things that are in this life. You have a choice. You don't have to hang around with her. What? You hang around with her as long as you haven't found anybody else. Go find somebody else. Leave it. Yeah. Listen to Ash. uh, all right. Okay, guys, it's been 1 hour 38 minutes. I think we've handled everything, and hopefully Arjan is going to take care of himself and it's going to be good. Next time you come on, Arjan, let us know you're feeling good, you made changes, and you're on your way to tranquility, strength, happiness, hopefulness, and accomplishing important tasks. These are just come and go. Don't let them stop you. They can't stop you. All right. Rahul says, bye, sir. Have a good sleep. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to put the guitar for you guys when I'm done, just for the heck of it. So I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Okay. Ash, that's a good idea. Yeah, and in India, it's daytime, so hopefully you'll have a great day, guys. And in the meantime, be good to yourself, and to the others, I'll talk to you soon. And bye for now.
The last word was just total bullshit. I just made it up. But the idea of being here just for a moment, just gonna forget our shit. And it's just good. Are you taping me? Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. Well, we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing, again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you. Thank you very much.